'cause you're desperate. Oh, here they come for a chance, for adventure. What's your poison? What's your pleasure? Oh, my city, she never sleeps. My city, she never weeps. My city, she keeps me alive. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, 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 oh. Give it up. My city, my city. My city, my city. Where do you go when your heart with a fever? Won't you scroll but you won't leave her? Oh, here we are, all the freaks and believers, all the sweet neon dreamers. Oh, my city. She never sleeps. My city, she never weeps. My city, she keeps me alive. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, 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 oh. Give it my city, my city. My city, my city. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, my city, my city. Give it up for my city, running wild and looking pretty, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, my city.
Hold on. Welcome to Glean Network. I'm Mr. Glean.
And I am Maven.
And today we're going to talk about
Well, that's not awkward or anything.
No.
Awkward silence.
today we're going to talk about what happened at NXT on Wednesday. And
1:30:19, which we did not stream that night.
yeah, we had illnesses in the family,
Yeah. So unfortunately, we did not get up here, but we're gonna talk about what happened.
And then we're going to talk about what happened today on the events shown on the WWE Network with Worlds Collide with WWE NXT, NXT UK, and 205 Live competitors.
Hi, Bendy Boy Gaming. How are you?
Hello, Bendy Boy. I see you put an emoticon thing up there.
Yeah, we were trying to figure that out. I was like, "What does this do?" And Dad was like, "Don't click it. It'll screw something up." And I was like,
It looks
okay.
like one of those snowball things.
So I guess we will get started with the NXT event that happened on Wednesday. Actually, before we hop into that, we have a few rumors, current events, things. One of these is for sure.
From everything we've seen, it's probably a done deal. Hideo Itami is going to be released from WWE in the near future.
We don't know when exactly, but he has put in that he wants his release.
I know he's disappointed with how he's been used.
Definitely.
So he wants to get out and go explore other options.
I find that very funny, actually, because he was my pick at the Royal Rumble to win the Cruiserweight Championship. And I thought it would have been a really good push for him. It would have been a really good, I don't know. It just would have been a really good push. And I was shocked he didn't win because he's been in the WWE for a long time, but not. I guess he's been in the WWE for a long time. He was in there a long time, not a long time ago, but a while ago, like back late 2000s. And then he came back for the cruiserweight stuff. So I thought it would be really cool to see him win a championship, but he unfortunately didn't, and now he won't because he'll be leaving WWE. And I remember reading that there will be a 90-day, I don't know what you call it. What do you call it? 90-day, like, a release thing where he can't go work for anybody else for, like, 90 days or something like that.
Yeah. It's going to be he can't compete, so like a no-compete clause, so he can't compete with other organizations while he's waiting to, while the WWE is waiting to, or while after he leaves WWE, he can't go compete at other organizations.
Yeah, for 90 days. I feel like they're losing a lot of people right now just because AEW is opening up and they're looking for competitors and people who are willing to work for them, and they're going to give them like better storylines or whatever than like what they're getting in WWE right now. So I feel like they're losing a lot of people due to that factor. But I don't know. I don't know if Hideo Itami will go back to like the New Japan Pro Wrestling or if he'll go to like AEW.
Well, I know he was big over in Japan,
Yeah.
So we'll see if he. But from the sounds of it, AEW sounded a lot of people, so it's possible that he could go there. Guess we'll have to wait and see what happens.
I was gonna say, because that's like along the same lines of what I was thinking of what they might do with Dean Ambrose. Is Dean Ambrose might go over and check out AEW and try out like there,
Yeah.
and dip his toes in the water over there. The next one that we have that is, again, this one is not like confirmed yet, these two, but there's been talk that both Mike and Maria Kanellis and the Revival, Dash and Dawson, have put in their word for wanting to leave the company. With Mike and Maria Kanellis, they said that they don't like how they've been used, and so they're leaving. And the Revival, again, same story, how they haven't been used.
Yeah, I don't think WWE's used some of their talent very well.
Yeah.
They just seem to, especially like tag teams.
Tag team division is lacking,
Yeah,
very
it's
much
terrible
so.
right now.
It's very laughable
with
how many tag teams
well,
they have.
I think they need to just combine instead of having
Raw
a Raw
and
champion and
SmackDown.
SmackDown champions.
They should just unify the two.
If they're gonna have the tag team division the way it is, they need to just unify it and have one division.
Yeah.
Again, who knows what will happen? AEW sounds like they're really trying to sign some big name wrestlers and are going to try and push to compete with WWE. But, I mean, you have no clue.
Yeah.
And then the third thing is Dolph Ziggler.
He might be looking to leave the company soon. He has a comedy tour that he's supposed to be starting sometime. I don't know when. I don't follow his comedy stuff, so I don't know exactly when he might potentially leave the company. If he leaves the company, he might just go on hiatus, and they might just not use him in storylines, but he also could be getting ready to leave the company to go pursue other things, as he has been in the WWE for a long time. He was there in the 2000s as part of the cheerleading squad thing that they had. I can't even remember what they're called at this moment in time, but he was there. He's been in the company for a long time, so he might just be getting ready to, leave and go pursue other careers that he would like to pursue. I mean, I just don't know.
Yeah. Who knows what's going to happen?
I don't either.
We'll see. One other thing that happened from SmackDown last week that we didn't talk about after the SmackDown show, and we didn't think about it.
Yeah, you were like, I didn't talk about this.
Well, the absence of Asuka. I mean, she beats Becky Lynch.
And then she's
and
not
then
on the
even on the show.
SmackDown after
So
the Rumble.
I mean, I don't understand why they, if they're going to have her win, why not try to push her? I think that they kind of missed an opportunity there.
I was going to say, I think they were really trying to push over the whole Charlotte and Becky thing. Charlotte's really mad at Becky for, like, taking her spot. So, I mean, I don't know. I definitely think they should have had Asuka on the show. I think it would have made a little more sense, I guess, to have her kind of come in and, be like, she could even turn the storyline on Becky Lynch and be like, now I'm the man, and I beat the man. And so, like, she could pull, a Ric Flair, and to be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I did, so
yeah.
What's next for me?
Yep. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know why she wasn't on there. It just doesn't make any sense.
Well, and they could have, have a storyline with her, and I mean, instead, because the way it looks, they're going to add Charlotte Flair to this
I don't want that to happen.
match with Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey. And they could have pushed an Asuka Charlotte Flair match.
I was going to say, that would have been
WrestleMania.
so much better than adding Charlotte. That would be so much better than adding Charlotte to the mix. I really don't want to see Charlotte Flair added to the mix, but I don't know. I truly don't know. So now actually getting into the NXT show. We opened the show with Io Shirai and Kairi Sane versus Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke. I mean, it was just like a tag team match on NXT. This NXT truly was not very good. Of the couple that we've seen, it was not very good this week. But the winners of this were Kairi Sane and Io Shirai. I truly think they should be moved up to the main roster to do the women's tag team. They don't have enough women's tag team right now. If they're going to throw people together, it just doesn't make sense to me. So I feel like they might be headed up there. But again, who knows? Because they've done ridiculously dumb things in the past with their tag teams and stuff. And tag teams don't seem to be the place that they're very good at.
No, and I think they've got some decent tag teams. They just need to add more tag teams to it. But I mean, right now with the way they're working tag teams, I don't know. Like I said, honestly, I don't even know why you have champions in tag teams, because it seems like they're more focused on individuals than on tag teams.
They're absolutely. It's just like the tag teams are like a second thought, and I don't know. Just tag teams right now in both sides, I guess, are not very good. Even though we haven't even crowned women's champions yet, both sides are kind of lacking at this point. Winners were Kairi Sane and Io Shirai. It wasn't a bad match. Shirai and Kairi Sane, they dominated for most of that match. I would have liked to see Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke win, just because I like their work. I think they have a lot of potential. So,
Well, I think they need a lot of work, because I just don't see them right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say
They need a lot of work. I mean,
yeah,
there's a lot of raw ability there, but I just think they need a lot of work to see how they do. I think they need to get on the mic skills to see how they do with
promos and stuff.
Promos and pulling over a crowd and things like that. So.
I mean, yeah, definitely. I'm not saying that they're absolutely 100% super great wrestlers, but I think they have a lot of potential, because they're both more they both are not brawlers, but they have that fighting willpower in them, because they were in the MMA UFC scene. So I feel like they have a lot of potential.
Well, big change from coming in through going from MMA to putting where you're actually hitting somebody, to putting on a show and trying to act out things rather than
be
actually being physical and beating somebody up.
Yeah.
Then we have the promotion for the halftime heat match, which takes place tomorrow night during the Super Bowl.
We have Aleister Black, Velveteen Dream, and Ricochet versus
Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa. I think it'll be interesting to see how many people actually go watch it on WWE Network. It's a good match. I just don't think they put it at a good time slot.
Especially, during the Super Bowl.
They should have held that over for Wednesday when they play or when they have the next NXT event.
That would have made this NXT so much better, like, if they had this match, like, this week instead of having it on Sunday. Because this NXT really was lacking. Because right before this, we had a recap of the Johnny Gargano and Ricochet North American Championship match from TakeOver. And after this, like, the rest of the show was recaps of all the matches, which... It was like, I felt like it was just a waste of, like, how long even is the show? Like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour?
It's an hour long.
It's an hour long?
I thought it was pointless on what they were doing. If they're trying to promote some of these wrestlers down at NXT, they need to promote them and actually do something with them. And they've got some talent down at NXT. They just need to use it better. And doing it this way, I just don't think it really promotes them. It just seemed like a pointless.
It was very pointless.
Evening of watching, the NXT. And one of the things is it's their channel, so they don't have any time constraints or anything like that really that they have to worry about other than being at the whatever venue they're in for doing this. Mm-hmm. And I understand, some of this is pre-taped and things like that. They just could have put together a better show than what they had, especially after coming off of, like a pay-per-view. And I thought it was a
pretty good takeover.
For TakeOver. And they could have done a little more with storylines and things like that. And right now, I just get a feeling that some of the storylines, I don't know where they're going with. For some of these wrestlers. I know some of them are probably going to come up to the main roster. So storylines are going to change.
Yeah.
So, we'll just see what happens with that.
So for the match on Sunday, the Aleister Black, Velveteen Dream, and Ricochet versus Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa, I'm going to make a prediction, I guess. And I'm going to say Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa are going to win. And I wonder if, coming off the match on Sunday, they'll kind of lead into NXT for this next week. I wonder if they'll kind of lead into that with the outcome of the match. So that's my pick for who's winning. Do you have a pick?
I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. Because, what happened tonight, what we saw tonight. I think what we saw tonight watching Worlds Collide is going to play into where the storylines are going to go.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen Sunday.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. I forgot.
Well, I see Velveteen Dream, who we'll talk about here in just a minute. I see him possibly challenging Johnny Gargano. For Gargano's title.
That's my thoughts.
And Adam Cole, right now, with the way they're using him and from some of the things that happened tonight, I wouldn't be shocked if he moved. Shocked.
He'd be shocked. Shock the system.
They're not getting ready to move him up to the main roster.
Yeah.
But again, we'll just have to see where the storylines are going and what they're going to do for sure.
So then the last match was the Street Profits versus the Forgotten Sons, and the Forgotten Sons won. I mean, I know they kind of had like a rivalry thing, like not last week on NXT, but I believe it was the week before. Might have been the week before that.
I don't know. In my opinion, this could have been a forgotten match, and
it could have been a forgotten match. It was just filler. It wasn't very good. If you hadn't been watching the storyline before, you really don't know what's going on. And all around, this was pretty much a terrible show.
Yeah, I was disappointed.
It was pretty bad. Like,
because the one and coming out, I thought TakeOver was really good. So coming off of that, I thought they could have a decent show. They could come in and do well with this, and they didn't.
Yeah. So yeah, it was pretty bad. Now getting into the Worlds Collide event that happened tonight. This was, I don't know how many, it was 15 guys
15-man battle
15-man battle royal, so it was like 5 from each show.
Well, it wasn't quite that because there was only 4 from NXT UK. I believe there was 5 from Live 205 Live. And then there were 6 from
NXT.
NXT
had more guys. So they had a 15-man battle royal. We did not write the names down of everybody that was in it because a lot of them we didn't really know who they were. The NXT guys, we kind of knew who they were, but and I know a few of the NXT UK guys, but I don't watch 205 Live. Unfortunately, it doesn't appeal to me. I don't really like. I guess I just don't really. It's not that I don't like it. It's just I don't know who anybody is. So I'm not really like drawn to go in and watch it.
Well, again, I don't think they promote it, so it's not if it's not being promoted out there.
Then people aren't going to go watch it.
Yeah, people aren't looking to watch it. So I think part of this is the WWE not promoting these wrestlers and things like that.
Yeah.
And I understand, some of these are like new wrestlers
that have just come in from, like the independent circuit or something.
Yeah, but they need to work on promoting some of these guys because some of them are pretty good and have a shot at stepping up and going to, up to the main roster at some point in time. And this tonight, I was disappointed in how they did it tonight.
I was too. It's very hard to follow.
They showed the 15-man battle royal. They talked about how you were going to face... So, like, the first person knocked out...
would, like, start the bracket.
Yeah.
And then the next person that was knocked out would be the person who faced the first person who was knocked out.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird way to do it.
Very weird way. So, the winner of the 15-man battle royal, tried to run man and battle together, was Jordan Devlin from NXT UK. And when you won the battle royal, you got a first round pass, so you didn't even have to like fight in the first round. So he automatically went to the quarterfinals. Then we went from doing the 15-man battle royal to showing one of the first round matches, which is, you probably should say this because I'm going to butcher the name.
I think it's Humberto
Carrillo versus Zach Gibson. And Humberto Carrillo from 205 Live won. And then they went on to show all the rest of the first round matches, their winners, but we didn't go through like the matches or anything.
No, again, they could have done this over 2 nights and shown all the matches, or they could have done it in one night and shown the matches. Obviously, they taped these matches and had them wrestle in front of a crowd. They could have just put it on and let everybody see it rather than cutting through all the stuff and showing, just the first round, like the one first round match. I mean, obviously, maybe they decided that only one match was worth showing, I guess.
So the issue I have with this is we go from, like, the Mae Young Classic, where they had 4 matches, and it was there were 4 episodes of the 4 matches, per episode, and it was the first round. And then they would do another set of, like, 2 episodes or whatever, depending on how many people they had left. They would, like, dial it down for how many, like, episodes they had for each, like, final of the match. So they had one for quarterfinals, one for semifinals. I don't understand why they didn't just do that. Then, like what you said, like, it just doesn't make sense to me. It was very hard to follow with, like, the first match because the 2 guys in the first match didn't make it past the quarterfinals, but then we go to the quarterfinals and it's like this other guy and Jordan Devlin, and we're like, what? Like, huh?
Yeah, I have no clue what they were doing. So
like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, the matches were very random.
Then you went to the quarterfinals match where you had, did we say who won the first? The only match we saw? We said Humberto.
Yeah, Humberto
from
205 Live.
So then we go to the Drew Gulak match against Jordan Devlin. Jordan Devlin won from NXT UK. And that was the only quarterfinal match that they showed. Everything else they just talked about and showed like quick glimpses of like highlights of the match.
So then
Again,
we go
kind of weak. I thought they could, especially with since you had Adam Cole and Velveteen Dream in the tournament,
and they're like two big guys that draw in. They're like big names in NXT right now. Like people are like they come to watch them because Velveteen Dream, at least, he's so big. He's like he blew up in NXT, and so people love him. So like, why would you not show his match or Adam Cole's match, because they're two big name guys that everybody knows about? Why would you not show their matches for the quarterfinals? Because they made it to the quarterfinals.
Definitely. So then we get to the semifinals where Adam Cole faced Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate is a big name from NXT UK.
He was the first NXT UK champion, I believe.
I believe you're right. Good match.
It was a good match.
Overall, I was impressed with this match.
Something that we actually noticed when we watched this is Adam Cole. So normally he comes out and he has like yellow and black on for the Undisputed Era, and he didn't tonight. His trunks weren't yellow and black like they normally are. They were blue. And you started saying that you were like, notice how, and I was like, his trunks aren't yellow, and you were like, you just read my mind. And I was like, yes, I did, because I noticed that too. And so, getting ready to make the move on from Undisputed Era.
Whether they're going to use him different in NXT or move him up to the main roster, I think he's going to get a push up to the main roster.
I definitely do too. He's such a he's such a good in-ring competitor.
Well, the key with him is he's also good on the mic.
He's good on the mic, and he's won like the fans over, you know?
Yeah.
Like the fans really like him. It's just like with Becky Lynch, where the fans are like, yeah, Becky. Like Adam Cole has the thing in the ring where he's like, I'm Adam Cole, baby, and then he does his whole thing, and the crowd like does it with him. So like he's one of those guys that can like get the crowd involved, like Becky Lynch, like Elias. Elias does that too, where he gets the crowd involved. And he's got both sides of it, where he's really good in the ring, and then he can do the promos, and he can entertain people, you know?
Well, sometimes
you don't find many people like that.
Sometimes you don't have to be a good wrestler to get over with the crowd and become big, like a big name. Sometimes it's how you work the mic and how you work the crowd, and not necessarily just how you work the mic, it's how you work the crowd, and you can get over, big in wrestling if you can just figure that out. Now, being a good wrestler helps, but I don't think, I didn't see Hulk Hogan as a great wrestler, but he worked the crowd and knew how to, work the mic and everything. So I think that really helped him. And so if you're able to tie in the wrestling with the good mic skills, then you're just that much better. And I think Adam Cole does a good job with both of them.
Yeah.
So I expect him to be bumped up to the main roster here shortly. If not by WrestleMania, then shortly after WrestleMania, I think you'll see him jump from NXT up to either SmackDown or Raw.
Well, because with him, like, he's going to be like a threat to a lot of the other guys that are up there, because he's like total package. Like he's good on the mic. He's good in the ring. He can make, the crowd, woo or boo or whatever,
Yes.
Like, so he's going to be a big threat when he gets up to the main roster. I can tell you that much right now.
Yes. So then we get the Velveteen Dream versus Jordan Devlin. Again, a good match. I was impressed with Jordan Devlin from NXT UK. I believe he's from Ireland.
Another Irish wrestler.
Kind of reminds me of Finn Balor.
I believe they talked about how they had a match.
Well, I
could be wrong.
Well, one of the things they talked about was Finn Balor kind of being a role model.
A role model for him.
So I think that he has a shot at like becoming big at some point in time. We'll see what happens. But I think he definitely has a shot at becoming big, and and moving up to the main roster at some point in time down the road.
Did we say that Tyler Bate won the Adam Cole match?
Yeah.
We did?
Yeah.
Well, Tyler Bate, he won. Just in case we didn't. Because I don't remember.
So Velveteen Dream beats Jordan Devlin to advance to the finals.
And I said that at the beginning. I said when Adam Cole and Velveteen Dream were both shown for being in this, I was like, there's my two picks.
Yeah, you said
Adam Cole or Velveteen Dream.
And I agreed. I said I thought that's how they would push this.
Because...
although Tyler Bate's big because of the fact that he was the first NXT UK champion.
But because he's on NXT UK, not many people...
Yeah, I mean,
not many people have known about him.
Watch any NXT UK? Maybe I should, just so I can get caught up on some of these names. And some of them, I think, again, maybe that's where some of their people are going to come from. To move up to the main roster is from like NXT UK.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I think that you're going to see some people coming up with rumors of certain people wanting to leave and. Kind of
they're gonna have spots to fill. So
people being upset in the main roster. I think you'll see some spots being filled by some of these guys that are in NXT UK, Live 205 or 205 Live.
205.
I do that every time.
Live 205, 205 Live, whatever,
and,
same thing.
From NXT. So then we get to the championship match.
Not the championship match.
It's the championship match of this Worlds Collide. They called it the championship match.
Whatever.
The winner.
Well, it's the match for the championship.
Yeah, the winner gets to pick which champion they want to face. Either the NXT UK champion, a champion from the NXT, or the 205 Live championship. So the Velveteen Dream took on Tyler Bate. Again, a good match. Both these guys, I think, have good ring skills. So, it makes for a good match.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Velveteen Dream went on to win the match.
I was going to say, when we first got to this match, I was like, yeah, Velveteen Dream.
Is advancing to take on whoever
champion of his
chooses. And this is where I said, my opinion, he's going to take on Johnny Gargano. And I think that you'll start to see the storyline unfold starting tomorrow night when they face each other at halftime of the Super Bowl.
My thoughts on this are definitely Johnny Gargano, since they have had a rivalry, I guess, so to speak, over the past few weeks, leading up to the takeover. It's really not even a rivalry. It's just like a Velveteen Dream, kind of talking smack to Johnny Gargano, oh, you've never been champion, da-da-da-da. So I definitely feel he's going to go for Johnny Gargano. Thoughts are, Velveteen Dream, if he faces Johnny Gargano, Velveteen Dream wins the championship, and Johnny Gargano moves up to the main roster. That would be my thoughts. Unless they're going to do something different where he teams up with Tommaso Ciampa and they do a tag team thing again. Which is always a possibility.
The other day I said that they might just go for all the titles. But, who knows? Because with people being upset on the main roster from what we're hearing, some of the rumors I've seen, and with people wanting to leave, there's going to be spots open up on the main roster, I would assume. So who knows what they're going to do with some of these wrestlers. I mean, some of these storylines that me personally thought have been created may end up changing because of
the fact that
they may be going up. The AEW is really, from what I've seen, is pushing to get some talent and some big names in to help draw people in. And they have, from what it looks like, they have the money to be... I mean, a lot of people are talking about the AEW, and the AEW doesn't even have a match until sometime in May. So, obviously, there's talk there. They have some big name people already, so we'll see what happens.
Well, the thing with Velveteen Dream is a lot of people want to see Dream go up to the main roster. People were hoping that he would be in the Rumble, and then he would be... he'd be on Raw or SmackDown after that because he's just blown up, in the NXT. So, another thought is that he takes on the champion, doesn't win the championship if they're planning on doing something with Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. And Johnny Gargano doesn't move up right now, then if Velveteen Dream did lose, then he would go up to the main roster maybe.
Yeah.
As kind of like a rebound, but I mean, it's just like you said, it's hard telling.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll find out. Probably find out a little more after tomorrow night. And definitely probably after Wednesday we'll know more about, or at least have some idea where some of these storylines are headed.
So overall, I feel like this was very hard to follow up until the semifinals when we actually had Adam Cole and Velveteen Dream and Tyler Bate and Jordan Devlin do their matches. It was very hard to follow beforehand because they didn't show us all the matches. So, I mean, I feel like they really hyped this up, like on the pay-per-views and stuff, talking about how, we have the Worlds Collide event happening next weekend, and they talked about it on NXT, and I think they even mentioned it, like, in passing on, like, commercial breaks or something on Raw and SmackDown, like, where, you know, they said something, 205 Live from WWE and NXT UK and NXT are doing an event or whatever. So I feel like they really hyped it up, and it wasn't even that great.
No.
It really wasn't.
I agree. I thought they hyped this up for, at least on the WWE Network, and then they really hyped it up, and I just felt that
it was like
kind of a
really
letdown,
big letdown.
when the whole thing got settled. I think maybe what they could have done is pulled some people from the main rosters, pulled some of the names, one or two guys from up there, and brought them down.
I feel like it would have been so much better if it was just a Worlds Collide thing where everybody was involved, you know? So, not even just the NXT and 205 Live, because people don't know who half the guys are on 205 Live. People don't know who they are.
No.
And NXT UK is so new in its own right that people don't know everybody over there unless you're a champion right now. And then NXT is it's almost doing better, so to speak, than WWE is with their storylines and stuff. So people have been following that. But if you pulled in people from WWE, I feel like it would have been better because then you would have had more people tune into it, being like, oh, well, this guy's in the match and I know who he is, so I want to see if he gets a title shot,
Yeah.
So, it wasn't very good.
All right. Tomorrow we have the halftime heat. We will not do a show tomorrow.
No.
We'll wait and talk about it on Tuesday.
Not Monday.
We will not be here Monday for the Raw. After Raw's live event, we'll watch it.
We'll be watching it. We will take notes. We will remember
notes.
what happened.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it after SmackDown.
I have a procedure on
Maven
Tuesday.
has a procedure on Tuesday, so we'll be out of town Monday night.
So
we won't be able to.
We won't be able to stream, but we will watch it, and we will get back to you guys on Tuesday, and we'll kind of do a recap on both. And
if we don't make it back Tuesday for whatever reason, whether it's being tired or anything like that,
just not being home yet.
We will do. We'll push our stream back to Wednesday, and we'll do it after NXT, and then we'll just do all 3 shows on Wednesday, plus the halftime heat show, which will tie into NXT's show on Wednesday anyway.
So, but this week's going to be a little screwed up, but the week after we'll be back to our normal regularly scheduled programming.
Yeah, so right now,
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
plan is Tuesday for this week. If that doesn't happen, we'll definitely be back Wednesday. Other than that, I think we've pretty much covered everything that we have seen as far as rumors go. We've covered everything that our opinions. Again, if you ever have questions, ask.
Let us know.
If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. Let us know your reasoning behind it so we can make our stream and our show better. And make sure you subscribe so you know when we will be back next. I plan on starting to put a schedule up so you will know when we're going to be on next. So that's the plan right now. And I'll probably do that after this week with
our
everything
crazy
being
schedule
messed up. So
this week will be a little weird.
Definitely.
And next week we will be back to our normal stuff.
So we will see you guys later. Peace out.
Bye, guys.